Hello and welcome to another S.H.Figuarts review. S.H.Figuarts new stand figure series incorporates about actual art and the theme pursuing character expression through human action. This is Ryuki Suvive, Masked Rider Ryuki, or Kamen Rider Ryuki, or Kamen Rider Dragon Knight Survive, if you watch the American version. Open up the box, standard Ryuki style with all the glass thing going on and the gold text. Pretty thick box, because it's like Kamen style, I guess. Gold print, it's pretty nice actually. I like this a lot more than the standard box that the normal Ryuki came in. And on the back you have the standard sort of glass shattering thing, showing a few different poses and close-up of certain accessories. Pulling it out, of course, there's the instruction manual in the back. And this is a Hong Kong survey card. I'm pretty sure the survey is already out of date, so by all means try it out if you want. 5321. And here's the instruction manuals. Manual. If you want to take a closer look at the box art, instruction manual, and photo shoot of the figure, please feel free to head over to the Facebook or Flickr link in the video description below. 54321. So, open up this box. There's a lot of stuff going here in here. Just before I open up, there is a Tamashii stage here. Masked Rider Ryuki Suvive. There's a pretty nice crimson red transparent plastic with gold print on it. So that's nice. I'm not going to untape it because I don't need an extra stand going on for a while. So I'll just leave it in the box as is. And the cards, you can probably tell I've already opened this at one point. The cards were originally in a little baggie. So, and even as tight as you close this box, the cards are gonna fall out from this. So, oops. Get the hand back in. Come on. And yeah, opening up, all the hands have rolled all over the place. So, whoops. Anyway, let's just try to get this up without anything falling out. Move the camera up and zoom in. So apart from the fist hands already on the figure, you have, let's see, card holding hands, weapon holding hands. Because these are bike hands, relaxed hands, spray open hands, card holding hands for normal Ryukis. See at the bottom here, they are the red colored hands. So these go on normal Ryuki. So when normal Ryuki gets that gun right there, you put the Suvive card in, and he'll turn into Suvive. And you got the two hands here for not quite sure, holding the gun and pulling the little lever on the gun. There's an extra piece here that go on the belt buckle to hang the gun on, the long extended sword, and the gun itself. So I'm just going to put this down softly and get the gun out and get that blade out. Let's zoom in and just look at this. So here's the little gun thing with the little blade. This blade you can just push that in and just stay in there. Push down here, it'll pop up, and then you can easily pull that out. You can also just rip that out and stick the big piece in. There's a dot there and a little extra peg there to hold it in place, which is good. I think I messed that one up. Oh, there we go. Now it's sort of secure, but you can still see it's, yeah, not that. Okay, it's okay now. Kinda. So unplug that, stick that back in the box. Get this tiny little blade and stick it back in. There we go. The mouth opens up as much, well, that opens up that much, so you can just stick a card in that little slot there and close it, and it'd be like final vent. And this is really cool. This bit actually functions. Pull that back and the little card slot pops out. That's awesome. Push it back in, it closes. This is cool. They've hid a tiny little mechanism here that does as it should. So not only does this thing look pretty accurate and look pretty good as a dragon thing, just open that up again, you see all the little details molded in there as well. But it also actually functions just like the toy or the thing in the show. So Kudos there, S.H.Figuarts. You've done a really good job here, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break out. I'm going to pull on this quite hard, and it's, you know, it's in place. So, pretty awesome, methinks. Oh, and there's a little peg there, I guess. Pull that out. You plug this onto the belt, so I'm just going to stick that back in. I'm content leaving this blade in there. Doesn't need to come out. And then now we can take a closer look at the cards. When you get the figure out, there is a little plastic thing just to hold his horns up in the packaging. And there's also a bit of plastic here. So what you're gonna do is just try to pop. Oops. Oh, well, I didn't have to pop him up, but there's a little thing there to protect his six-pack, I guess, or one, yeah, six-pack. So then plug that back in. There we go. Hidden Chinese, made in China mark there, by the way. Alright, so let's move this back across a bit, and let's zoom in a little bit. Focus. Let's focus again. By the way, horns are soft-ish. Like I can push that down quite a bit and pull it up quite a bit. But do be careful, because you know this feels like it can snap quite easily. So yeah, nice top too. So articulation, double neck joint as always for S.H.Figuarts. So up, down, sideways, sideways, and full rotation. Come on, neck, turn back. There we go. These two armor pads are on little arms. That's on little ball joints, so you can definitely move them around quite a lot, so they don't really hinder articulation too much. Also, the shoulder pads go up and down just like average Figuarts. Little ball inside the shoulder there, so you can do the standard Figuarts style movement. Up, down, rotation there if it will let me. That's really tight, really tight. Double elbow rotation here on the lower arm. Hand is on a little ball peg that's on a little swiveling joint. So lots of movements there. Torso go double ball joint torso, up, down, sideways, sideways. Rotation goes all the way around. Belt is its own loose piece. The little deck was quite tight in here when it first came out. It's still very tight. I'm actually kind of scared. I'm actually scratching the paint when trying to pull it out, but it does come out. So there it is. So I'll push that back in. Hips are so tiny here actually. Up, down, up, full rotation. It gets a bit tight. Double knee joint. Leg goes up, leg goes down, leg goes sideways, leg goes sideways. Is die-cast metal. Toe joint, bottom of the feet, as well as the Ryuki logo. Kamen Ryuki Suvive is definitely way better than the normal Ryuki to me. In terms of technically anyway, if you've not seen my review of the original Ryuki S.H.Figuarts, it was one of the early Figuarts I got, and it was really annoying. Bits kept falling off, all the vents on his armor kept popping off, trying to pose him in, you know, his final fence pose with the dragon behind him. The dragon kept falling off the dragon, his arms and stuff, and then, you know, when you plug those back on, the dragon would push the Tamshi stage arms down. It was a complete mess. The stage wasn't strong enough to hold up the dragon, and the dragon wasn't strong enough to have his arms hold up in there. 66mm Ryuki had the same problem with the dragon hands as the armor pads. They just kept popping off, and the whole thing's just a mess. Ryuki Suvive is much better in that it doesn't have all that stuff going on. Sure, it sounds like there's less playability here, but it's just not frustrating. This figure reminds me of the quality of Kamen Rider Abyss that came with Kamen Rider Decade. Sure, it wasn't technically a Ryuki rider, but it was an AR Ryuki rider, so, you know, I'm going to compare it to that. Accessory count is plentiful. A lot of hands come in this figure. The cards are decent. The gun mechanism works really well. It also gives you a Tamshi stage, almost like they're saying, well, we're sorry about Ryuki, here's a lot of stuff to come with this figure, so please don't be mad at us. So I'm glad there. So it comes with a lot of stuff and none of that frustration factor. In terms of molding, it's a standard sort of Ryuki rider base figure. The legs the same, and the basic torso underneath is the same similar arms. But all the armor bits are definitely new, and they look pretty good. The crimson red is really nice. Looks so much more nicer here than it does on normal Ryuki. And the gold here, I don't like gold too much, but definitely complements this figure. Obviously, I'm half Chinese, so look around, it reminds me of a lot of stuff that I see every day in Hong Kong. So the gold and red here, pretty nice, and you know, a lot of Asian people would definitely like that. And so yeah, good paint, good mold. All the joints are pretty tight, maybe a bit too tight on this left hand, but you know, I guess it'll loosen up over time. It's better to be a bit tighter than it should be than a bit too loose, because then it's going to be hard to fix. You gotta get like super glue or nail varnish to sort of like thicken the joint, and that's, you know, you wouldn't want to do that when you buy an expensive-ish figure. So yeah, this is a pretty decent figure. Out of all the Ryuki based figures, I still like Abyss a lot more, because I don't know, I just like the colours a lot more of that one, and that one just impressed me out of the box. Plus it was a lot cheaper than this one. This one is still good, not a bad figure at all. Articulation isn't hindered at all. They cleverly put all the armor bits in the right place, all the joints in the right place, so no complaining there. One would say that maybe his hips are a bit thinner than it should be, just like all the other Ryuki riders, so yeah, that's an S.H.Figuarts problem. Apart from the real skeleton stuff that they're doing now with Kabuto, Hibiki and Kuga Mighty Form, all of the figures seem to have really thin hips, like a sort of anime or something. But apart from that, the suit just looks really good. Helmet still looks a bit weird to me. I'm not really a big fan of the Ryuki style helmet, but the overall figure is still pretty nice. Subscribe, suggest and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day.